sebentar saya
Organization. On behalf of the student body, I would like to welcome our honored guests to River Dell Senior High School. Please rise now to the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for the signature of our national anthem, which will be sung by Jeff Cheney.
Distinguished guests, welcome to the River Dell Regional School District. Our students and faculty are indeed proud that River Dell Senior High School has been selected as a national model for our alcohol awareness program. Further, we are deeply honored that President Reagan has chosen to visit our program in person. Until last Wednesday, none of us really understood the nature and significance of a presidential visit. After a week of intensive preparations, River Dell has become the Oradell White House for one short morning, President Reagan's home away from home. We welcome our president and our distinguished guests with great enthusiasm. In just a few moments, we will begin our program, but before that, I would like to take just a few moments to introduce our platform guests. First, Congresswoman Rockema, Sheriff William McDowell, Lieutenant Robert Herb, Don Newcomb, Hector Duval, Eileen Verbeck, Peggy Hardiman, and our principal, Anthony Panico. And now our program. First, may I introduce George Howitt, President of the River Dell Board of Trustees, to bring greetings from our Board of Education. Mr. Howitt.
behalf of the River Dell Regional Board of Education, and through it, the peoples of River Edge and River, we are very pleased to have you all here today. We are proud, very proud, that one of our programs has interested the President of the United States, and that he has taken the time to come here today and see it. The program exists because of local control. The unique character and high quality of the program could not be mandated by legislative action, could not be prescribed by a State Department of Education. It exists because of a recognized need in the community. It was developed by a dedicated professional teaching staff, responded to by an intelligent, articulate, aware student body, and it flourishes in a local control environment. We have many such programs, and on another day we would hope to show them to you. We know that you will find this morning's program informative. We hope that you find it interesting. Have a great morning.
We are indeed honored to have with us this morning Dr. Saul Cooperman, our Commissioner of Education. Dr. Cooperman.
Thank you, Mary. Honored guests, student, faculty, citizens of River Edge. We sure appreciate the President's coming to the state of New Jersey. The specific focus which is going to bring him here is the effects of alcohol on the nation. We also know he's very interested in education generally. I'd like to just say to one and all here, the governor of the state has made education one of his highest priorities. His leadership and direction are behind such initiatives as raising graduation standards, urban education reform, alternate method in certifying teachers, master teacher program, Academy for the Advancement of Teaching, just to name a few. Governor Kane has also turned his attention to the persistent problem of youth and alcohol abuse. Two things I believe are worth mentioning at the state level. They are not to prescribe, not to dictate, but to enable people to help themselves. In September of 1984, every chief school administrator in the state of New Jersey will receive a carefully researched desk manual on drugs and alcohol abuse. They're also going to receive a document, a research document of programs that work, not only in this state, but throughout the United States. This is something the State Department can and must do. Bring the best to people and say, if you can use it, grab hold of it. These two publications will help districts plan to institute prevention, intervention, and treatment programs. Also beginning in September, the State Department is going to work closely with a few districts to help them implement programs which have a high degree of predictable success. I applaud the students, faculty, parents, the Board of Education, the administration, everyone in River Edge for your involvement with such programs as Students Against Drunk Driving and Mothers Against Drunk Driving. I particularly commend you and encourage you to go beyond the problem of drinking and driving and focusing on drinking when not driving, and particularly commend you, therefore, to the Committee on Alcoholic Awareness. Schools or school officials such as myself can't get up before a microphone and preach at people. That doesn't work, it never works. Yet in education, people such as myself can suggest and take stands. And so I'd say to every parent in this audience, please don't get caught in the trap that drinking is part of teenage rites of passage, that everyone must tie one on every once in a while. Please don't get caught in the trap when the kids say, no one will come to our house if you don't have beer and open up the liquor cabinet. You've got to be able to have the courage to model the positive behavior. You've got to have the courage not to be permissive and to say no and to make no stick. Now, you can't do it by preaching. Talk is cheap. You've got to back it up by action. But only if we help model the behavior can we help students to understand that it's okay not to drink. And I think that's very important. With all deference to a boyhood hero of mine, Don Newcomb, I've got to quote that great New Jersey phrase maker, Yogi Berra, who once said, "It's never over until it's over." And the problem of teenage driving and drinking has been with us a long time, and it's not going to go away quickly, but we are working on it in New Jersey. Thank you.
The next lady that I wish to introduce is the person who made all this happen at River Dell, Mrs. Peggy Hardiman, the founder of CARD.
Very much. Honored guests, faculty members, and students, CARD has taken a broad-based approach to the problem of alcohol abuse. We have formed a grassroots organization whose members comprise members from the communities of both towns, people from the schools, and people from the two police departments of River Edge and Dell. We are working together in a non-blaming effort to reverse the trend of teenage alcohol abuse and teenage social drinking. Since we live in a society where alcohol is accepted as part of our lifestyle, we have tried to set realistic goals. CARD is not an anti-drinking organization. Our aim is to heighten the awareness of the entire community to the dangers of drinking and driving and the dangers of alcohol abuse. In one short year, we have accomplished a lot. The highly acclaimed Seattle curriculum has been approved by the River Dell Board of Education, by the River Edge Board of Education, and is under consideration by the Oradell Board of Education. And we are hopeful that they will follow suit. Our students have indicated their awareness and their concern by forming their own chapter of Students Against Driving Drunk. The concept of parent networking, parents meeting with and talking with the parents of their children's friends, has taken root in our town. Our Responsible Sellers Committee remains in contact with the local liquor stores to monitor sales to underage drinkers. Drinking and driving is beginning to become socially unacceptable to adults and teenagers alike. When we look back on today and have thoughts about the honor accorded to Riverdell, let us remember that people like us in River Edge and Oradell can make a difference. Thank you.
Good morning, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Anthony Panico, the very proud principal of Riverdell, and it is my honor at this time to introduce you to the governor of the state, Governor Tom McCain.
Very much. It's an honor for me, as it's an honor for you, to be here this morning to welcome the President of the United States to New Jersey. But it's not just an honor for me, it's an honor for our whole state. And I know it's a very great honor for all of you. You know as well as I do that drunk driving is one of our leading killers in this nation. And President Reagan has come here, not because of me, but he's come here because of you. He's come here because of the job you have done. Jersey leads the nation. I came to Bergen County, and I came a while ago because I wanted to sign the state's drunken driving legislation in Bergen County, because what you had done here, what you had done in this town, in this school, and in this county, was through your own work, cut back on deaths attributed to drunken driving by about 30%. Well, you know what's happened since I signed that legislation in Bergen County? We have cut down deaths in the state of New Jersey over 30%. So we're moving. Delighted with the president setting this as a priority. Delighted with his endorsing myself of the 21-year-old drinking age. And so in welcoming the president, most of all, I'd like to congratulate you. Everyone here at River Dell High School, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, RID, the PTA, and all of those who have done so much and are still doing so much. Keep up the good work. Our lives and our children's lives depend on it. Thank you.
I understand the president is in the area.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
presente, después un poquito y corta luego. Yo te digo, luego trata de get us close to him for the speech part, get us close to
Mr.
him.
President, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, River Dell has had a long history of educating its students about a wide range of social programs, primarily through its health education classes. Fortunately, there was no single tragedy which spurred River Dell's alcohol awareness program. However, staff and community were keenly aware that some of our students were abusing alcohol, and we decided to do something about it. Our administrators, supervisors, and staff had been introduced by the Bergen County Council on Alcoholism to a new plan to infuse alcohol education into our health curriculum. Soon after, our community parents began to address the problem, and they formed the nucleus of the organization CARD, Committee for Alcohol Awareness in the Riverdale community. Several Riverdale students, actively aware of the peer pressures involved with drinking, asked to be involved, and eventually they formed the group SAD. The result is a total school and community effort which truly meets the needs of our students. Riverdale's Alcohol Awareness Program is an intensive 4-day plan which is designed with specific intervals between each of the days to allow our students the time to reflect upon the topic before the next impact. The 4 major topics addressed by our guest speakers were the personal experiences and trauma of a teenage student who had been involved in an auto accident while under the influence of alcohol, the effect of alcoholism upon the individual, his life, his job, and his family, the implications of drunk driving charges upon auto insurance rates and licensing, and the preventative efforts of the DWI program conducted by our county police. The results of the alcohol awareness program are many. Students are talking openly about alcohol-related problems, especially about the dangers of drinking and driving. They give each other the message that good friends don't let friends drive drunk. An opening of the dialogue between students and parents has occurred, and parents feel they are not alone any longer in dealing with the problem of alcohol use. This open communication between parent and student will have far-reaching effects in our community. We plan to continue the program. We plan to expand our program, and we will expand it with group work, a hotline, and an in-building on-site counselor. I cannot overemphasize CARD's interest, concern, and cooperation, as was this community group which encouraged us to expand our program. The group perfectly exemplifies the cooperation of school and community. Mothers Against Drunk Driving has taken the lead throughout the country in raising our consciousness regarding the issue of drinking and driving. Representing MAD today is Mrs. Eileen Verbeck. Mrs. Verbeck?
President Reagan, on behalf of the chapters of New Jersey Mothers Against Drunk Drivers, I wish to welcome you to our state. We know that the problem of drug and alcohol abuse has been a concern of both yours and Mrs. Reagan's, and we wish to express our deepest thanks for the efforts you both have put forth in this area. The implementation of the Presidential Commission on Drunken Driving, on which our organization's founder, Candy Lightner, as well as several of our New Jersey residents sit, has led the way for the formation of many task forces nationwide, both on a local and a state level. A nationwide drinking age of 21 may soon become a reality because of that commission's work and your recent announced support of such a measure, such as introduced by 3 of our own New Jersey legislators. We are proud and honored to have you here with us today and grateful for the support given to our cause by you, the President of the United States of America. And to you, the students of River Dell High School, for demonstrating your concern or for taking positive action through your alcohol awareness program to meet a growing social need, we thank you. All of those involved in this program have the congratulations of all of the members of Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and we are indeed proud to be represented here today.
Our next speaker is Lieutenant Robert Herb of the Bergen County Police DWI program. Lieutenant?
Honored guests, my remarks will be directed to the student body here today. While previous sessions have dealt with the dangers of alcoholism and the reasons why one should not drink and drive, this session that I'm about to give today deals with the hard, cold reality of what happens when you do drink and drive, and the role played by our Bergen County DWI Strike Force. The Bergen County DWI Strike Force is an anti-drunk driving group, an enforcement group in this county dedicated to the removal of the drunk driver from the road and the prevention of accidents and deaths on our county highway. Accidents and deaths that have made Bergen County the leader in traffic fatalities for 8 consecutive years. The enforcement effort by the DWI Strike Force is not meant to annoy, to harass, or to prevent the free movement of travel by motorists upon a roadway. The object is not to have the high carnage that we have been experiencing in this county, and to have a preventative measure built in that this week's sober driver going through the road check will carry with him the psychological impact of the vulnerability of being stopped, the susceptibility of being monitored if he should choose to drink and drive in this county. While many of those deaths over the years have been attributed to the crossing into New York State, a state with a lower drinking age, by our youth, by many students who are sitting here just like you. And even I can't even moralize to you because I had crossed the border when I was a teenager into New York State when the drinking age was 18. And I saw firsthand the carnage. But at that time, we were invincible. There was nothing that was going to destroy someone 17, 18 years of age. Cancer, heart attacks, that was too far remote. Disease, that is something we never think of. Yet, motor vehicle deaths, the highest killer are those under the age of 25. But the difference was that when I went across the border, I didn't have these programs like you have. Seattle K-12 programs, starting from the kindergarten to the 12th grade. These programs such as put on by CARD, River Dell High School, and many high schools across the nation. The enforcement effort was not concentrated against drunk driving. There was not this public outcry by the citizenry, such groups as MAD, GRID, LEAD, SAD, CARD. The people are sick and tired of having to watch accidents and having to have deaths experienced in their own family. We seek your cooperation because without your cooperation, there is no program in the world, from the president down, that is going to work if the citizens do not make it work. We look for this. We look for your effort. We look for your effort in helping us to rid the drunk driver, who in turn will be helping you and your family. Thank you.
Our next speaker, Don Newcomb, a former Major League pitcher, as you all know, moved our student body when he was here in May, and I'd like to turn the program over to Don now.
Mr. President, Governor, Congresswoman, I'd like to start my remarks by first introducing a person who I feel is very, very involved. And he's the reason I'm here today and in past appearances here in Bergen County. One of you would give Bill Tackman from the Bergen County Council on Alcoholism a round of welcome. Through Bill's efforts and the efforts of the Bergen County Council on Alcoholism that brought Don Newcomb to Bergen County. Well, I'm from New Jersey anyhow, so I just came back home. But in any case, I came on May 18th, and I was invited by Bill to give a talk to the Masters Club down at Cranford. It was principals and superintendents from all over the state at that conference. And I, in my talk, issued a challenge, a dare, to these people assembled and said, I dare you to bring me back to New Jersey and get me involved in an alcohol awareness week in the state. Because I'm concerned about the information that I'm getting, the statistics that I'm hearing about in the state of New Jersey, my state. I was taken up on that challenge by quite a few of these superintendents and principals, and on that tour that Bill set up for me, one of the schools that I came to was River Dell. And you, the student body, will recall, I stood on your stage in your auditorium and gave a talk. And in my talk, I mentioned to you, now I want you to recall, I mentioned to you that the President of the United States, whom I represent, and Mrs. Reagan, were very, very worried about the young people and the constant rise in statistics as far as drunk driving and the results thereof were concerned. And I wanted to make it believable to you. And I'm sure with the response that you gave to me when I finished, the first when I started, it proved to me that it was believable, but you didn't believe that the man that I talked about would ever take the time in his busy schedule, and he is a busy man, I know, to come to River Dell. Now I want you, ladies and gentlemen, you young ladies and gentlemen, to really understand in your minds that all things are possible in this great country of ours, the United States of America. You have here on your campus the top man in the world today, President Ronald Reagan. So with that in mind, that should solidify my premise and yours when I spoke to you on the stage in your auditorium, that the President is concerned about it, Mrs. Reagan is concerned about it, his entire administration is worried about it. You show him here today, and you've showed him in the past, but I want you to show him today, your student body. Show him that you appreciate his coming here, appreciate him taking his time out of his very busy schedule to be here with you today, to let you know how he feels about it, and you'll hear him say it, his own words, and you'll see him eyeball to eyeball. Again, ladies and gentlemen, it can happen here in this great country of ours, and it's happening here today at River Dell. Don't you ever forget it. Thank you very much.
Thank you again, John. Our next speaker is Hector Duval. Hector is a young man who greatly influenced and touched every single adult and student in this district when he came to speak with us about a month ago. And I'd like to turn the program over now to Hector Duval.
Mr. President, students of River Dell, State of New Jersey. I'm 19 years old. I was a 17-year-old boy when I got into my accident. I just started to live. So one night, I decided to live a little bit more and tried to prove that I was a man at 17 years old. I became drunk, got into my souped-up car, and lost control. And I hit one car. Then I hit another. Then I hit a brick wall. And I broke my neck. Out of 9 people involved in my accident, I was the only one who didn't walk away. I became paralyzed. Now I'm not the captain of the gymnastics team anymore, and now I can't do the back handsprings anymore. And I can't get on the parallel bars anymore. But I can come up here and tell you about the dangers of drinking and driving. The sad part is, I'm only one of thousands. Some can't move or talk because they have smashed up their brains. Others, like me, are paralyzed. But they stay closed up in their little closets, and they don't talk about it. And the other people, those who aren't here anymore, because they are dead. Life is hard for me because of one night, one stupid night. I wanted to prove I was a man. The tough guy can do anything. The tough guy bit is an act, and if you are smart, you'll drop it and get yourself together. Every one of you is important. You're all somebody, and you can have a great future if you get out and work for it. There is so much out there, and anyone can do anything you want to, even if you're paralyzed. Just think, I can't move my fingers, but here I am, getting ready to shake the hand of the President of the United States. Imagine what you can do with 2 legs, 2 arms, 10 fingers that can move so you can hold a pencil. Don't waste it on one night, and that's all it takes, is one stupid night. It takes a lot of guts to come up here and tell you I did something wrong. I wouldn't be here without the help of my girlfriend Debbie, my family, my friends, and all the professionals who work with me. Thanks, everyone. I've been paralyzed for 20 months now. In that time, I've grown from 7 17-year-old boy who could run, throw a ball, but didn't appreciate what he had. To a 19-year-old young man who has resolved the question of why this had to happen to me by hoping and believing these two things. First, that I can motivate others to overcome their disabilities, whatever they are. And the second, to hope you can learn from my mistakes and avoid it. I thought this could never happen to me. Enjoy yourselves, use your abilities to their fullest, and please, please, don't drink and drive. Thank you.
Thank you, Hector. I hope you can feel the love that we feel for you at River Dell. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the President will end the program with a few remarks. Mr. President.
Principal here, Governor Cade, Congresswoman Bragama, long-time old friends, Don Newton. It's been too long between meetings. But all the others here, and this very courageous and fine young man, all the others here, I can't tell you how much I appreciate your warm welcome. And how impressed I am with what I have seen here today. Almost 4 years ago, when I accepted the nomination of my party to run for the presidency, I talked about our nature's future. And I remember saying, we need a rebirth of the American tradition of leadership at every level of government and in private life as well. The United States of America is unique in world history because it has a genius for leaders, many leaders on many levels. But today, I'm seeing that genius. I've seen real leaders and real leadership. You in this audience, parents and teachers, public officials, students, local groups, have fused your creativity and concern to deal with a great national problem. And in doing this, you've become part of a movement that has literally swept this country, the movement against drinking and driving. This is community leadership and community involvement at its best. And I don't mind saying that it isn't Washington that led the way. It was a grassroots movement. Well, so was the Boston Tea Party. So was the abolitionist movement. So was the tax-cutting movement that swept across this country in the past few years. The history of our country is the history of grassroots movements. Because Americans know that the purest form of law is one that springs directly from the desire of the people. You led the way, and in leading, you've changed this country. You've saved lives. You've shown us what you are doing. Permit me to tell you a little bit about what we're doing in Washington. Oh, there must be some times when you ask. 2 years ago, I appointed a presidential commission for drunk driving. And the commission laid out in irrefutable detail the scope and the extent of the problem. They told us that alcohol-related Automobile accidents are the leading cause of teenage deaths in this country. In fact, for the past few decades, more people have died in alcohol-related auto accidents than in any war since World War II. And the Commission strongly urged federal action to require a 21-year-old drinking age. I want to talk to you about why the age 21 law is good and why we're supporting it. We know that you've been told so eloquently here, drinking and driving is a killer. We know that people aged 18 to 20 are more than twice as likely to be involved in an alcohol-related accident as any other age group. Society has a clear stake in seeing these young lives so full of promise are not ended or crippled. So we know what the problem is. We know that society has a stake in solving it, and we know of a solution: raising the drinking age to 21. Now, this isn't some fad or some experiment. It's a demonstrable success. In states in which the drinking age has been raised, teenage driving fatalities have gone down significantly. Here in New Jersey, the support of a good friend and yours, your Governor Tom Kean, you raised the drinking age to 21 in 1983. And you know what happened. You had a 26% reduction in nighttime single vehicle fatalities among 19 and 20-year-olds in the first year alone. Well, when you're talking about a 26% decrease in the number of teenagers needlessly killed on the highways, then you're talking about something that works. And you're talking about something that's needed. Last year, when the Presidential Commission on Drunk Driving recommended that every state raise its drinking age to 21, I was delighted and hopeful. I made speeches supporting it. And there was momentum, fed in part by groups such as MAD. More states started raising the drinking age. I was delighted again because I hoped that the states would, as they should, take this action themselves without federal orders or interference. In the past 8 or 9 months, 4 states have done it, and in all, 23 states now have age 21 laws. Now it appears that things have slowed down, things have stalled. At this point, less than half the states have the age 21 laws and more than half don't. And it's led to a kind of crazy quilt of different state drinking laws, and that's led to what's been called blood borders. Teenagers leaving their homes to go to the nearest state with a lower drinking age. They drink, get drunk, careen on home, and get into trouble of all sorts, including auto accidents. Now, this slaughter hurts us as a people. It tears up the fabric of society by bringing grief to families, guilt to friends, and loss to the community. We just can't tolerate this anymore. So I want you to know that I've decided to support legislation to withhold 5% of a state's highway funds if it does not enact the 21-year-old drinking age. Carnage must end, and now. Now, some may feel that my decision is at odds with my philosophical viewpoint that state problems should involve state solutions. And it isn't up to a big and overwhelming government in Washington to tell the states what to do. And you're hardly right. But the thing is, this problem is much more than a state problem. It's a national tragedy involving transit across state borders. Beyond that, there are some special cases in which overwhelming need can be dealt with by prudent and limited federal action. And in a case like this, where the problem is so clear-cut and the benefits are so clear-cut, that I have no misgivings about a judicious use of federal inducements to encourage the states to get moving, raise the drinking age, and save precious lives. The choice remains with the states. Wisely and soon. Let me remind you, there are 23 states that haven't needed this inducement, and New Jersey is a stunning example. Your Governor, Tom Kean, has provided terrific cooperation and leadership so that New Jersey is leading the way on solving the drunk driving problem. You've increased arrests and convictions, and you've added tough new legal and financial sanctions against drunk drivers, and you raised the drinking age. And what you got in return is clear and undisputed. Between 1981 and 1983, drunk driving fatalities declined almost 31%. You have saved lives. And all of your efforts have qualified your state for almost $800,000 in alcohol incentive grant funds to pay for programs that give your state new tools to combat drunk driving and ensure highway safety. So you have a lot to be proud of. But the battle isn't over. I'm going to depart from the main theme here to tell you that Nancy and I discussed what I will be saying here today. We want you to know that we're aware that the problem we have on our highways isn't just drinking and driving. It's also drinking and drugging. You know, we know a lot of alcohol-related accidents involve drugs, too. I know that you're aware, and sure Nancy's concerned about this. She wanted to be here today, but she's at a big meeting out in Nevada where she's discussing drug abuse with parents and teachers. I'm rattling around in the big house down there. I don't like it. I know what she's doing is worthwhile. Our administration has taken many actions to combat drug abuse and drug use among children. It occurs to me that drug use is drug abuse, so we might as well just call it that. We know that no matter how effective we are against the pushers and drug smugglers, it all comes down to you. And there's one thing I want to say to the students here today, and I speak as one who has lived 73 years. I don't mind saying it because the press will never let you forget it. Part of my adult life in Hollywood and Los Angeles. I saw a lot of people who were living fast lives, and I just want to tell you, don't take drugs. Don't abuse your mind and your body that way. You know, I know it's hard for you young people to believe that any of the rest of us remember what it was like or know what you're thinking or feeling. But we do. One day you're going to be very much surprised to learn how clear your memories will always be of these particular days and how much they mean to you. And as you were told by the chief, we also remember that when we were sitting where you're sitting, we didn't think anything bad could happen to us. Yet it was always for someone else, and all the bad things of that kind. Now, as your lives go on, you're going to buy a number of automobiles. You're going to trade in a number, get new ones. You've got one set of machinery you can't trade in. One inside you. And you may not think about it now, but many of the things that you do now will affect how well you're going to be able to get around in later years and whether you're going to be able to enjoy life as you're presently enjoying it. And I just have to tell you, believe me, it is worthwhile to take care of that particular set of machinery. Don't put any sugar in the gas tank. Remember to do all the things that keep it fine-tuned, and you'll find that it really pays off. Now, don't fall for the line that drug use is daring and fun and fearless. It's stupid. It's flirting with addiction, flirting with sickness, and the waste of your own life. Don't fall for that stuff about life in the fast lane. That's where all the accidents take place. Many of us who are older have lost friends to one addiction or another. And some of you have lost or will lose friends to drugs, to the addictions that will squeeze them to death, or the impairment that will make them make the wrong move in a fast car. Your generation has lost some of its favorites, like John Belushi, and so many others. I look out, and I see your bright young faces, and I just want to say, don't waste the health and the youth God gave you. Don't take drugs. But I don't want to end on a sad note. For every person who falls in this country, there are 100 people there to pick him up. And that's one fact that's at the heart of the American experience. And I want to say to all of you, man, Dakar, the others that are involved in this great national effort against drunk driving. You are all grassroots. You are the people who change this country and always have. You are the makers of change, the improvers of our national life. You deserve an awful lot of credit. So let me say to you as I leave here today, I tip my hat. You're terrific. God bless you. May your good work continue. And just look at who you will be working for these days, these young people. Thank you very much.
The presidential visit will be to check out a local school's drunk driving program. As Channel 2's Vic Miles found out today, Oradell is ready and waiting for the big welcome.
No one was shouting about it today in Oradell, New Jersey. No banners up yet. But along one main drag, Kinder Canuck Road, they knew all right. The president is coming.
It's a great honor to have the president visiting this town.
Well, I think it's an honor getting him in this part of town.
Yep, President Reagan is coming to the Oradell River Edge area next week to visit the local high school, River Dell Senior High, and look in on an alcohol education program, noteworthy for its effectiveness with the school's youngsters. The advanced White House cadre got together for hush-hush meetings with local police over landing sites and itinerary. The president recently endorsed raising the legal drinking age nationally to 21.
Drinking is 21 now in New Jersey, and then New York 19. There's so many fatalities going back and forth. It's just, that's where I look at it. You know, it should be 21 throughout the nation.
They'll let you hold a gun and go out and fight for your country, but then they won't let you hold a 12-ounce can of beer.
The program is for just to say, hey, okay, you have a few beers, fine, but just don't get behind the wheel because it's the other person on the road who will be hurt.
If you're having a party, take keys at the door, and if somebody's had too much to drink, don't give them their keys back. It's as simple as that.
I want my keys back, and I can drink. I mean, I am not drunk. Give me my keys back.
I'll drive you home, and my friend will drive your car home.
Oradell police claim in 1981, almost 60% of young people apprehended for any reason had been drinking. 840 Riverdell students are in the year-and-a-half-old alcohol program, headed by Frank Acosella.
We got together to try to solve the problem, working together cooperatively as a group.
You mean between the school and the town?
Between the school and the town, correct.
Nearby Oradell merchants, like liquor store owner Mike Tortoriso, a father of 2 boys, is aware of the program and sails to one side, likes the national 21-year-old drinking law idea.
18, 19, 20-year-old is a big market.
Yeah.
It's not that much of a consideration as far as saving lives.
Both towns, River Edge and Oradell, got together and helped the high school with their alcohol awareness program. The main points? How to say no to drink, and how not to drink when everyone else around you is. They got their point across so well, the President of the United States is coming out here to congratulate them for it. Vic Miles, Channel 2 News.
Efforts being made by parents and students alike to curb teenage drunk driving. While it's true that these students come from the heavily Republican towns of Oradell and River Edge, it is also a fact that Riverdell has Bergen County's first chapter of SAD, or Students Against Driving Drunk. SAD's faculty advisor, Rich Lorem, says students in the group do a good job of preaching the value of New Jersey's recent return to the 21 drinking age.
At 18 years of age, it's a lot easier for 13s and 14-year-olds to get alcoholic beverages. At 21, I find it a little bit more difficult for 13s and 14s to get alcoholic beverages. And I think it's great that these kids have had great interest and great enthusiasm in joining such a program as SAD, because they're genuinely interested in their friends' safety and their own safety.
I'll even call my parents to have me pick me up if I know somebody who's drinking wants to drive me home.
Do other kids ever make fun of you for doing this? Or?
No, not at all. You could just be at a party and say, no, I don't want to drink, and people don't make fun of you at all. You stand up for what you believe in, that's okay.
I won't drive with someone who's drunk either, because I value my life and the value of other people who are out in the streets. And, you know, he could kill me and plus other people on the streets, and I don't think that's right, and I'm against that.
I've seen people drive while they're drunk, and...
Did you say anything to them?
I have, but they just seem to ignore it, and there's nothing you can do about it, really, because once they're in the car and they're driving away, what are you going to do?
This year, a parents group sponsored 4 alcohol awareness days during which the entire student body attended sessions in the gym where President Reagan will speak tomorrow.
One of our alcohol awareness days, we had a quadriplegic named Hector Duval who came in a wheelchair. The reason why he is a quadriplegic was he was in an accident related to alcohol, and he was the drunk driver, and he hit another car on the road, and now he's in a wheelchair. And it had a great effect on all the students because he was a teenager. He was one of us.
One faculty member said President Reagan may have political reasons for coming here tomorrow, but he said, so what? The presidential visit will bring attention to a national problem that's killing thousands of young people in this country every year. A problem that people here at Riverdell care about a lot. From Oradell, New Jersey, Bob O'Brien, Channel 5 News.
And New Jersey
area today. In Hartford, Connecticut this afternoon, the president spoke to the National Sheriff's Association, and he talked about his crime-fighting efforts. And Gloria Rojas with Mr. Reagan earlier in the day in New Jersey, where he made a strong pitch for a nationwide 21-year-old drinking age.
There are tens of thousands of high schools in the United States, but there is only one president. No question that the students of River Dell High School appreciated being singled out for a presidential visit. No doubt, the president appreciated them, too, and their efforts on alcohol awareness.
I can't tell you how much I appreciate your warm welcome and how impressed I am by what I have seen here today.
The students' reaction to the visit was excited, physical, intellectual, and predictable.
I got goosebumps, tell you the truth. When he walked in, I was so excited.
And it also gets the message across to the children that we're not just joking around, that drunk driving is really an important issue, and it's not to be treated lightly, especially with summer coming up. I think the president's visit was quite timely.
Alcohol awareness programs have cut down on the slaughter on the highways. President Reagan, bending a strong stand on states' rights, is supporting the 21 drinking age for all states or a cut in highway monies.
I've decided to support legislation to withhold 5% of a state's highway funds if it does not enact the 21-year-old drinking age.
One part of River Dell's Don't Drink and Drive program is Hector Del Valle, a paralyzed 19-year-old from Dover. He did drink and drive 20 months ago.
I can't move my fingers, but here I am, getting ready to shake the hand of the President of the United States.
Hector did get to shake the President's hand and even talk to him. And when he talked to us, he had a powerful message.
I would give this all up. I would throw it all away and I would forget about it for the use of my legs.
A student leader here said that River Dell High School would be the White House for one short morning. Well, that short morning is over, but the memories will last a lifetime. A very long lifetime for some of the students because of their alcohol awareness. Gloria Rojas, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Well, President Reagan campaigns for 21. Reagan took his drunk driving campaign on the road today.
In Oradell, New Jersey, the president told students not to live life in the fast lane and warned of the dangers of drugs and alcohol. Then he moved on to Connecticut. There, he told a group of sheriffs his administration ended an era of leniency, and he blamed the nation's liberals for the rising crime rate during the 60s and the 70s. News 9's Matthew Schwartz was with the president for his first stop in Bergen County.
The president's helicopter touched down on the River Dell High athletic field as hundreds of onlookers gave him an enthusiastic welcome. Later in the school gym, students and Bergen County leaders were more enthusiastic. With Governor Kane on the podium, Mr. Reagan renewed his call for raising the drinking age to 21 in every state.
Here in New Jersey, with the support of my good friend and yours, your Governor Tom Kane, you raised the drinking age to 21 in 1983. And you know what happened. You had a 26% reduction in nighttime single vehicle fatalities among 19 and 20-year-olds in the first year alone.
The president said states which don't pass the 21-year-old drinking age should be punished.
So I want you to know that I've decided to support legislation to withhold 5% of a state's highway funds if it does not enact the 21-year-old drinking age.
The students also heard from a 19-year-old paraplegic who was crippled in the accident he caused when driving while intoxicated.
Got into my souped-up car and lost control. And I hit one car. Then I hit another. Then I hit a brick wall. And I broke my neck.
The president also received a demonstration on the school's driver's simulation program. Before leaving after a 90-minute visit, he again praised River Dell's anti-drunk driving program, a program which features parents and high school students working with the junior high schoolers.
We've been encouraging them, not to drink as much because there is a problem down there with drinking. And we've just been chaperoning their dances and holding things like that.
They have the courage now to speak out and tell each other, hey, you don't have to do that to be my friend.
While there's no question that this school's anti-drunk driving program has been successful, many people view this as nothing but a campaign trip for the president. After all, in presidential party politics, New Jersey and Connecticut are considered swing states, and the president knows his effort today can only help his effort in November. Matthew Schwartz, News 9, Oradell.
New Jersey Senator Frank Lautenberg is the sponsor of the bill that would require